Hello YouTube, welcome back as always. And today there's a discussion going on the internet about Elite Dangerous, the upcoming game by legendary developer David Braben, who is responsible for creating the original Elite game somewhere in the 80s, late 80s I think. A spacefaring, fighting, trading simulator, and it's been too long that any good spacefaring game or space simulator was released. I mean, we've seen Free Space, but that was a long time ago, and that was more, I think it was more action oriented. And we have seen X3, but that game didn't get a lot of good reviews. So a lot of people have been donating to Elite Dangerous. So it's an early access game, but today news came out that Elite Dangerous will ditch the offline mode. So basically, Elite Dangerous will be some kind of an MMO, or it will require to be online all the time in order to play it. Now, a lot of people have been complaining now that they thought that it would be, or the focus would be a single player game and that it would not require an internet connection, so you could play it offline. So they regard this as being some kind of DRM protection. Um, and to me, this sort of shows how early access games work, and that you should be really hesitant, or you should be cautious when buying into an early access game, because you never know how it will turn out. That's my main point. You just don't know. The developer might have some kind of general idea and some features in his mind, or maybe already developed, but a programming process or a development process, during that time a developer might come to a conclusion and say, this is not working. I'm going to ditch this for something else, or I'm going to change this for something else, or I'm going to leave that out. That is, I think, the point of early access, that you buy into a game that is not being released. So you never know how it will turn out. So a lot of people were expecting things, but you cannot blame David Braben at all, I think, unless he has given guarantees in his promotional communications about this upcoming game, that he said that this game will not require an internet connection. Now, I don't think he ever guaranteed that it didn't need an internet connection. I think if you're talking about a spacefaring simulator, I think it must be I think it's more logical to expect that you need to be online, because in this world where there are lots of planets to visit and trade and stuff, it would be, I think, very interesting to meet other people and communicate and trade and whatever. That would make the universe a lot more alive than a universe that's full of AI controlled um, ships. So to say that it is disappointing that there will not be an offline mode for this game is just sort of weird, really. It's sort of weird. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people in this world that don't have stable internet connections still in 2014. That's still an issue. There are people who are in transit, are flying, are going by train and don't have an internet connection and might want to play a game. Now, probably this game they won't be playing because it won't feature an offline mode. Um, but there are lots of other games to play, really. You might even be able to play the original Elite through emulation or anything like that. So it really comes down to expectations. If you're buying into an early access game, don't expect anything and a lot of people are just backing the developer because they think he's a legend, and don't go in thinking, it's this game is going to have this, that, and that, because things will and might change, right? So personally, I don't really invest in a lot of early access games, really. Um, I have some early access games in my library, in my Steam library. I have The Forest, I have Rust, I have DayZ. All these games are still in development, but I still have bought into these games because they weren't that expensive at the time, and I'm enjoying the state that these games are currently in. Everything that is added to it is fine with me, but in its current state, I can still enjoy those games, really. But for a game that, you know, I've not played and I have to pay $35 to back, I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to wait and see how the game actually turns out. Now, David Braben has released a statement saying that some people are asking for refunds, and he's only going to refund money to people that have bought into the game who have not yet played the game. Um, I think that's quite logical because people who already played the game will have seen that it's in a sort of an MMO environment. You need to be online currently to play the game. So it's sort of weird that you've been playing the game online, and then David Braben says there won't be an offline mode, and then you'd say, okay, I want a refund. No, you've been playing online already, so don't expect a refund. That's logical, I think. For people who actually thought this game would be DRM free, that it wouldn't require an online mode, who bought into it, want a refund, okay, that's fine. Who have not played the game, that's fine. So I think it's really reasonable what Braben is currently doing. I think this also may be a lesson for him to, in all his enthusiasm, he might have made some statements about the game. He might, like Peter Molyneux used to do that all the time, who said, this is going to be the best game ever. It's going to feature this, that, and that. And upon release, things sort of turned out differently because the expectations of people were so high that the game just couldn't meet those expectations, really. Um, so that's it, really. But yeah, let me know what you think. Leave comments and subscribe and whatever. Thanks for watching.